Welcome to Elderly Care, the channel where aging is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new, vibrant chapter. I'm Dr. Winston, a geriatric physician with over 30 years of experience helping older adults live longer, healthier, and more meaningful lives. I've worked closely with families, caregivers, and individuals from all walks of life. And I've seen firsthand how just a few changes can transform not only how long we live, but how deeply we enjoy each year. In today's video, I'm honored to be joined through decades of research and wisdom by two remarkable colleagues. Dr. Luigi Ferrucci is the scientific director at the National Institute on Aging, with more than 35 years of experience studying the biology of aging and the keys to healthy longevity. And Dr. Claudia Kawaz, a leading neurologist and professor at UC Irvine, has spent over 40 years researching cognitive aging, brain health, and why some people thrive well into their 90s and beyond. Together, we're going to explore a powerful question. If you're between 65 and 80, what signs suggest you're truly on the path to reaching 100? Let's begin this journey together. There's a quiet kind of power that comes with age, a kind that doesn't shout or boast, but instead lingers in the way you move, the way you remember, the way you rise each morning and choose to keep going. For many people between the ages of 65 and 80, life begins to slow down. But for a certain group, a rare and remarkable few, something different happens. They seem to age in reverse. Their eyes still sparkle with curiosity. Their minds stay alert and quick, and they carry a certain presence that whispers, "I'm not done yet." You might wonder what sets these people apart. Is it luck? Genetics? A secret diet? In truth, it's none of these things on their own. What researchers have found, in years of studying people who live well into their 90s and even past 100, is something much simpler, much more profound. It comes down to one powerful truth. If you're 65 to 80 and you can still move your body with purpose, think clearly, and engage with life in meaningful ways, you may already have what it takes to live to 100. That might sound bold, but allow me to walk you through why this is true and what it means for you starting today. Let's begin in a quiet village in Okinawa, Japan, where the world's oldest women reside, or perhaps in the rolling hills of Sardinia, Italy, where shepherds in their 90s still climb mountain paths, or on the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, where elders walk miles daily, garden their own food, and remain deeply connected to their communities. These places, called blue zones by researchers, are home to some of the healthiest, longest living people on Earth. What these people share isn't wealth or modern conveniences. They share routines, rituals, daily movement, mental clarity, purpose, and most of all, they still do something every day, something that matters. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, what do you still do? Can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? Walk briskly across the room? Remember the name of a grandchild's friend or the recipe you've made 100 times? Can you bend down to pick up a dropped spoon or hold a conversation without losing your train of thought? If you answered yes to even some of these, you are showing signs of what experts call functional longevity, the ability to stay mobile, independent, and mentally engaged far beyond retirement age. And that, more than any one supplement or health trick, is the truest predictor of long life. This isn't about being perfect or living without pain. Many elders who live past 100 have endured hardship, loss, and illness. But what they don't do is give in. They adapt. They keep going. They wake up each day with a reason to move, even if it's just to tend the garden, greet a neighbor, or prepare a simple meal. In one study from the National Institute on Aging, scientists followed thousands of older adults to see what habits predicted longevity. Surprisingly, cholesterol levels and even weight weren't the strongest predictors. Instead, the ability to walk steadily, to get up from the floor, and to maintain cognitive sharpness, those were the signs of a long road ahead. Dr. Luigi Ferrucci, one of the lead researchers, said it clearly. Aging well isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about maintaining resilience, the ability to recover, to adapt, to participate in life. And that's what we're really talking about here. If you're between 65 and 80, and you're still resilient, still curious, still involved, still capable of effort, you may be destined for a much longer life than most expect. Consider Martha, 78, who volunteers at her community centre 3 times a week. She had a hip replacement 2 years ago, but that didn't stop her. With the help of her physical therapist, she learned new stretches, began walking every morning, and now helps lead a gentle yoga class for other seniors. Or John, 82, who took up painting at age 70 and now spends hours in his garage studio, mixing colours, listening to jazz, and occasionally exhibiting his art at local fairs. He says painting keeps his mind young, his fingers nimble, and his days full. These people are not exceptions. They are examples of what happens when we refuse to stop doing. And that brings us to something important: movement. If there's one action that almost every centenarian shares, it's that they move their bodies daily. Not with intensity, but with consistency. It might be walking, stretching, dancing, gardening, or even sweeping the floor. The key is that they use their muscles, engage their balance, and keep their blood flowing. Movement sends a message to your body. I'm still needed. I'm still alive, and in return, your body responds by keeping its systems sharper, its joints more fluid, its heart stronger. So if you're reading this and thinking, I haven't been active in years, don't worry. It's never too late to begin. The body is astonishingly forgiving. Start small, walk around your block. Try gentle arm movements in your chair. March your feet while watching TV. Every step counts. The second essential trait is mental agility. Not intelligence in the traditional sense, but flexibility of thought. People who live to 100 often read, learn, play games, and solve puzzles. They stay curious. They don't dwell in regret. They plan new projects, even at 85. Dr. Claudia Kawas, a neuroscientist who studies people over 90, once said, people who live the longest tend to be those who are still mentally engaged in life, not just remembering the past, but still making plans for the future. So ask yourself, what are you planning? What book are you reading? What question are you still trying to answer? When you keep your mind alive, the rest of your body often follows. The third powerful predictor is connection. Loneliness is a silent killer among the elderly. Studies show it increases the risk of heart disease, dementia, and depression. But the opposite, being socially active, boosts immune function, improves mood, and even helps you sleep better. In blue zones, Elders live among extended family, share meals with neighbors, and participate in rituals that make them feel seen and valued. They're not isolated. They're woven into the fabric of their community. That doesn't mean you need dozens of friends, but it does mean having someone to talk to, someone who listens, someone who reminds you that you matter. If you're still able to nurture relationships at 70, 75, 80, you're nurturing your own health. Finally, there is purpose. This may be the most profound trait of all. In Okinawa, they have a word, ikigai, your reason for waking up in the morning. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be your garden, your dog, your grandchildren, your music, your faith. What matters is that you feel pulled towards something, that you still have a reason to get out of bed. People with purpose live longer. That's not just a saying. It's backed by science. In a long-term study of over 6,000 people aged 50 and older, those with a strong sense of purpose were significantly less likely to die over the following 14 years than those who felt aimless. Purpose doesn't just extend life, it fills it. So if you're 65 to 80 and you still move, think, connect, and care, you're already showing the strongest signs of longevity. Not because you've avoided illness, but because you are still alive in the truest sense. You are not waiting for life to pass. You are participating, and that is the secret. Of course, the road ahead may bring challenges. There will be aches, setbacks, and days of doubt. But now you know the markers that truly matter. And more importantly, you know they're still within reach. You don't have to climb mountains or run marathons. But if you can stretch your arms, remember a neighbor's name, laugh at a joke, make your own tea, or feel needed by someone, you're on the path. Don't underestimate these quiet victories. They are the strongest predictors of a long, full, and meaningful life. So the next time someone asks how you're doing, tell them this: I'm still moving, I'm still thinking, I still care, and I still have more to do. Because if you're 65 to 80 and you can still do this, still show up for life, you might just be destined to see 100 candles on your cake. And if not 100, then at least 90-something with dignity, joy, and a heart that's known what it means to truly live. And isn't that the most important part? So maybe you're not chasing the number 100. Maybe that's not the goal. But living well, feeling strong, staying curious, connecting with others, that's something worth reaching for at any age. And if you're still doing those things between 65 and 80, then you're already far ahead of the curve. You're already showing the signs of someone with a long road still ahead. The truth is, it's never too late to live with intention, to wake up and choose presence, to move, to think, to care, and to begin again. If this message spoke to you, even just a little, I invite you to stay on this journey with us, because we're just getting started. In the next video, we'll explore the surprising daily habits that people in their 70s and 80s are using to reverse aging from the inside out. Simple things anyone can try at home. So if you're ready to keep learning, growing, and celebrating life, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you won't miss what's coming next. Your next chapter is waiting, and we'd be honored to walk beside you. See you in the next video.